Fuck you, DJ.
Hey, there it is. It's the first thing up there. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another evening of D&D. We are NotGreatRPG, and we are here once again for the City of Oshuamp, the baddest city with the biggest cold. It's not sick. Well, man, that's an understatement. It might be. I'm going to retract that statement, actually, because it probably is. But yeah, we're going to go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves, and then we're going to have a brief recap and pick up where we left off. So, as always, I'm Don, and this week, and today specifically, I'm playing Ether Revian, a great human cleric, for the next few moments.
As always, I'm not Lawrence, and I'm playing Yalumla.
I'm Paul, and I'm playing Felix Gray.
How often are you, Paul?
Always.
Nice.
I'm usually Glenn, and I will forever play Vorst. Forever.
I'm Sarah. This time. And I'm playing Ritora.
Once in a blue moon, I'm DJ. And I play once in a blue moon, I'm Nesgrim, and I play DJ.
It's good to be back.
Indeed.
Right in the middle of where we left off. I'm John, the Dungeon Master for the City of Oshuamp. 2 weeks ago, we were in the middle of a wonderful endeavor of exploring a brewer's hall of sorts with some wonderful paintings of alchemists fermenting alcohols and creating lovely new amalgamations of liquids. As Felix and I believe it was Nesgrim who was looking at the oil paintings with him on the wall, Ether decided to investigate the sulfur and dirt inside of the pockets of some people, and a horrifying shadow began to emanate out from his shadow, ascending aloft as though maintaining or constructing, one could say, a physical form here in this plane out of our good friend Ether's shadow. We went, oh dear God, and then we looked at it. And then it went, all right, I'm going to keep building. Bob the Builder, one could say. So that emerged from the shadow, and we got into a lovely, intense combat with this horrifying shadow elemental that attempted to steal Ether into the night. It's just my favorite thing to do as a DM. Just drag Don away into the dark.
You have tried that twice now.
He's done it more than twice, I think.
It's every time I can. I just can't wait till we go down to the next level, Don. Please.
We just got to this level.
I'm just really hyped for lower. Keep going.
I'll be safe. How low can you go down?
Right? Seriously, Don, we're just playing a wonderful game of
Limbo?
Limbo.
Excuse me.
My good friend. We battled against the Shadow Elemental, eventually having the fight conclude after Yalumla was able to sentinel keep it away from flying Ether's very weak body away into the dark. Felix utilizing fantastical force to fucking yeet it into the wall. Disappearing from our sight, leaving some kind of horrible ash, soot-like stain on the wall. Ether then heard a terrifying rattling of chains and heavy boot prints walking in our direction. Force went to head this thing off, seeing a terrifying humanoid shape constructed of chainmail with strange, shadowy-like flesh within. And we started to fight that thing, because that thing's also here for Ether's soul, as is everything in my world. Just me. Just me thinks.
It's a John thing.
Ether's soul or Dawn's?
Dawn's soul. You gotta pay the toll of the dead.
The soul toll.
So we began combat with this horrifying helmed abomination. It attempted to, after having been flanked, fly its way up into the ceiling heights, got 25 feet up into the air, successfully escaping everybody's grasp, and Yalumla's sentinel strike. And then our good boy Nesgrim looked at Rearden and said, "Lover of mine, throw me to the clouds." I'm pretty sure those were your exact words.
I think there was a in there.
For a second, I thought it was going to be, "Lover of mine, someday you will die." And I'll be close behind.
Follow him into the dark. It'll be fine.
Will.
What a weird prophecy to actually just implement into the world. I love it.
They went full-blown Dirty Dancing in that
that's
moment,
totally
too.
in there now. Yeah, but reared and just held aloft our good catapulting Nesgrim, who successfully wrapped his arms and legs in a romantic gesture against this
Greek quality.
this weird, shadowy constructed creature, and catapulted it to the ground with his weight, barrel rolling in the air, so this way he was able to slam it successfully into the ground. And we concluded with the horrifying, ethereal, almost spectral, shadowy spinal tendrils that broke out of this creature as it slammed to the ground, protruding through the physical form of Nesgrim, thankfully taking minimal damage with a good saving throw and it being necrotic, attempting to take most of the damage with his form for our good friend Ritora, who landed here who was also in the area of the landing. And then the spines ripped out, and you guys were able to save your lives from me for now. Which I detest. And we are going to pick up back here in the midst of this combat. Having just concluded with DJ's turn in the initiative tracking, after having successfully leaped up into the sky to grapple this thing and to pull it down into the ground. Landing with it, because it was only able to fly up to the course of the height of the ceiling. It was not able to get further away from you guys, so it was effectively a high jump that our good boy Nesgrim was making. But it still means that it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
And you're here with me now.
Indeed.
Just
A whole new world.
ever so close to me.
Closer than we've ever been.
I mean,
Just spooning.
you're not remotely wrong.
We're just having a good
So-
cuddle.
Sorry, where are we in initiative order?
Yeah, didn't it end with his turn?
Ended it his turn.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. Oh no, forgive me. I was looking at the Shadow Elementals initiative tracking. We are
Is it Sarah next?
DJ Sarah. Correct.
It is my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, I wrote the Shadow Elemental previously, and then wrote off to the side. Me again. Damn it. Yeah, so this thing is absolutely prone, laying on the ground beneath our good friend Nesgrim. You are still the Death Dog.
I am indeed the death dog.
Mm-hmm.
I would like
To do some Death Dog things?
to. Yes. In fact, I would actually
Really?
really like to bite this
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd like to do it twice.
You're welcome.
A bite so nice she did it twice.
I was thinking, who's the dog now, man?
Ooh.
It's also a good one. Who's the dog now?
Can I get multi-attack? Do I have to attack the same target?
No. 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 You're very welcome to just bite
Devour
Nesgrim. Just devour him on my behalf.
Just both heads. Just
No, I'm gonna bite the
Mm-hmm.
spooky guy.
Mm-hmm.
Once.
I'm prone, Sarah. Do it.
Wow!
Do it.
Wow!
It's 2 nat 20s.
Wow!
It's almost a shame it's not.
Sarah, what's the damage type? Piercing? For the bite?
Yes.
It sure is a shame that's just one of the rolls.
Do me
Right?
another favor
Yeah.
and roll one more d20.
I would have died if that was another 20. That's a 9.
A 9.
Is there a double crit table?
I am counting her additional 20 as the 20 on the crit table because I think that's dope as fuck.
Sure.
A 9 on that? Oh my. Oh.
Volpix, thank you for the 5 gifted
Oh my.
subs as a
Thanks.
celebration. Thank you very, very
Oh
much.
Roll one more d20 for me.
I don't even have that many d20s out.
It's
There you
fine.
go.
You should use the Zephyr one.
I already used the Zephyr one.
Nice.
Which
Sarah,
one
I'm going to
Was
bless
it the
you
9?
and pray that you get the 20 on this.
Just get the 20.
Because if you do,
Run it back.
blow it
I
into existence.
Just gotta run it back.
Yeah,
it's
well,
easy.
demand it.
That's a lot of pressure, John.
You got
Use the
this.
Zephyra die.
I already used this. If
Was it one of the
nine?
20s, though?
I'm not fucking surprised.
I'm going to use this lone D20
Very
that I
good.
never use.
Very
Sure.
good.
It's a 10.
10?
I'm sorry.
No, it's totally okay. Man. I will happily, for the value of what you have, give you this effect. You have given it multiple injuries and put it to the edge of death. I will have you roll... Good lord.
I didn't even roll any damage yet.
I know, Sarah. I know. You're gonna cap the roll, and now roll. So you're capping the roll twice, and roll.
Cap the.
Yeah.
Cap
so
roll
it's
twice.
2d8 for your damage, or
It's
what?
1d6
So it's a d6.
plus 2, so.
So
Sure.
it's 12
So
plus
So you're
12.
getting 14 already, and now roll the d6.
That's another 2
Sure.
plus 2.
Uh,
So.
we already added the 2, so it's 16 for your damage.
We,
Yeah, because it would be 12.
It was
plus
12
2,
plus your
14.
mod, which is 2. We don't add the modifier again.
No, she rolled
we never
the two.
added the 2. I rolled
She
another.
rolled the 2 on the third die.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wait, it's a d6 plus 2.
Yeah.
So 6 plus 6 is 12. We
Yep.
had said 14.
Correct.
And now you're
Yeah.
rolling a 2.
Yes.
So
Okay.
16.
Okay.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Uh-huh. I'm also going to tell you that despite this thing not having eyes,
No.
I don't like this.
you rip into the area of its face, and the shadowy form that you rip asunder leaves like gaping chasms where your fangs penetrate through. So I guess this thing that like can't really be blinded is blinded. Because I think that should override that, because that's fucking amazing. I also am suffering multiple injuries from the other table, because you rolled on the minor injury and the major injury table.
Nice.
Yeah, so I have disadvantage on con saves and death saves, which is great.
That's pretty
Those are
nice.
helpful
Fucking
things.
great,
That's pretty nice.
What a roll.
That
Second.
was really enjoyable.
right?
Just remember that table exists for when he double nat 20s.
So 16
I
today.
Yeah.
protest vehemently.
Second
Second
attack.
attack. I'm still prone.
Do it again.
I'm blind.
You already failed the con save from
Uh-huh.
last time, right?
Yeah, for the disease stuff. Yeah. Sadly, I am immune to disease.
Yeah.
I don't have flesh.
So that's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, 19 is absolutely going to hit.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Three
Three
points of-
more damage. I guess, like, we'll say that all the momentum goes into the first bite. Like, your head just slides right under fucking Nesgrim's arms where this thing is pinned, gets right into its face, and your jowls just open, saliva just dripping around, and you rip this thing's face apart, and then your second head is just like a little nibble on the elbow. Just like, ew.
It's one of those like gentle, I kind of want to bite you, but I
Yeah,
don't really
it's
wanna
like,
bite
we're
you.
playing, right?
No teeth. No.
Uh-huh.
Trying not to bite Nesgrim.
Yeah. Anything else on your turn, Sarah?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. After Sarah comes to my good boy Rearda.
Oh,
Oh my. Where am I? I'm right there, you say?
Here, fuck.
Oh boy.
does he have any opinions about what just happened?
Get in this cuddle puddle.
I mean, he loves fighting. He's like super into Nesgrim because Nesgrim just tackled this thing out of the sky with his help.
That's right, he's rock hard, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's fully erect and ready for this. To the point where he's 100% just gonna bonus action and also shift. Oh boy.
Is he raging?
Oh, he's already raging. Yeah, I mean that first one's definitely gonna connect because that is a 19. And we'll just roll this second attack as well to see whether or not he's No. I'm still only a singular attack on Rareda. Because I'm also level 4. Fan-fucking-tastic. So, damage value. I also rolled terribly on damage. Fucking NPCs, dude.
She's really distracted.
He really is. Like, there's just so much that he's falling in love with down here in this dungeon. He probably, like, never wants to leave. But you see him, again, like, in this feral rage, just fucking, yes! Just slide his fucking battle axe, like, along the sides of this thing's form. And then you see once more the wonderful spectral dogs just kind of, like, flutter around outside of the edges of this beautiful dog man. Just flutter around this form, and distract it as best as he possibly can. That'll be it for Rareda. We will next go to Paul.
Oh boy. So you described previously that Balor had shouted out.
Yeah, Balor had said, "As though you could defy me."
So when I'm taking a peek at this thing, I do not see him, correct? I just see
No.
this weird-ass, fleshy, shadowy thing.
Yeah, I will say that previously Balor's spirit looked as though it had entered into this thing's form. His face enveloped its face, and he is not visible anymore.
Oh, okay. Alright, let's see here. Let's check the range. I think I have to move up, but I don't want to. I don't. I'm not going to move. Alright, I'm just going to mind thrust it. As always, take 1 plus 2 damage.
Dude, everyone's just rolling garbage
threes.
fucking damage values, dude.
Nice.
I'm just doing my part. At least it lands.
Yeah, right?
Well, damn.
Right?
Listen, we're gonna find out.
Yeah, you give it an intense look and poke its spectral brain. Because for some reason it's so strange that it's not immune to psychic, but I guess it definitively has to have some sort of consciousness. So, yeah, you tickle its brain.
Have to kick it.
Anything else on your turn, sir?
No, I'm not gonna move. It's my turn.
Fantastic. And then it's Glenn, because Glenn, I had given you the tiebreaker over me.
He's on top of him.
Correct. Giving him a good hug.
Okay.
That good hug.
Good hug. I'm hugging him good.
Hashtag good hugging in the chat, please.
Any huggers in the chat?
I got my longsword out. I'm gonna. I'm standing over top of him. Yeah, I'm gonna. Right down through him. Not through him, but.
He's occupying the majority of his form. I will tell you that it looks like amidst the struggle there is a space around the collar and neck that looks as though it's open. So this region, you're still welcome to penetrate down through. I'm just going to say you might catch Nesgrim in the ass on the way. Depending on if you roll double ones, I feel fully justified in stabbing the fuck out of him.
Okay.
The odds of that happening are the same as the reverse polarity from Sarah's roll. Hooray!
Just really jiggle him good. Come on.
We're good.
I saw the eyebrow shift.
We're good.
For a second.
One's a 1.
Oh,
The other is a 13 on the die.
very good.
So it's going to make it a 19.
Yeah, 19 will hit.
Cool.
And you don't stab me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody watch your eyes for a second.
It's fine.
Ah!
Did you also
She
roll
did
one?
this. She did this.
Did you let her touch your dice? Because you don't want to do
That
that.
is going to be 5. 5.
Did you get a 1?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, it's nice knowing y'all.
We're just gonna poke this thing.
Dude, all these wonderful halvings, too.
It's that scene from South Park where Cartman's trying to kill Kyle with the wiffle ball bat. I mean, it's just gonna take a while. I just need you to stay still.
That was my moon touched.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
There's not a way to indicate this, but it's not adamantine, so still halved.
Gotcha. Then I guess bonus action.
Bonus action.
Am I able to get to his head
I mean,
with my foot?
to like step on it.
I want to kick it. I want to launch that helmet.
I mean, it's outside the rules, but I'll permit it. It's a thing where it's prone. It's only going to do the 1 plus the strength mod anyway, so absolutely. You want to kick this thing in the fucking dome? It's going to end up doing like 2 damage, but I think it looks cool.
With advantage, because it's...
Yeah, I'm prone. Just kick me right in the head.
Where's my money, Balor?
Nat 20.
That's going to be a 19!
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it's 1 plus your strength mod.
1d4 plus 4.
Do you have Tavern
me-
Brawler?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And I capped it.
Very good. So
8.
8. What a good kick to the dome.
Really good.
Kicks
kick.
a hell of a lot harder than he stabs.
Yeah, evidently.
And here's Boris lining up for the
Unfortunately,
field
your
goal.
shoes aren't adamantine either. Or are they? Yeah, so we'll say that you just like simultaneously plunge your longsword down into it, catching the collarbone, and try to kick the helmet off. Your foot really heavily thuds into this thing, like gonk. And you're like, oh god, worth it. Definitely reverberates out, not causing any pain, but
My whole leg just does the baseball bat thing. Like,
yes. Oh, maybe we don't kick this.
It's like a Viggo Mortensen Lord of the Rings.
Yes, with the helmet.
Ah!
Anything else on your turn, sir?
That'll be it.
Fantastic. Now we come to me.
And we are in a sweet embrace.
Yes, we are, and I get to roll for my recharges, DJ. This one will be that one, and that one will be that one. Oh my. Well. Oh boy. I got the one I wanted.
Sure.
Not the one I really wanted, though.
Good. Okay.
But this is still fine. Does this classify as an attack? Or ancestral protectors?
What?
Ancestral protectors.
That's
For
what
Reard.
Reard is. He's an ancestral
Oh.
path barbarian.
Well,
No,
spectral
it does
all rules.
not. DJ, can you make me a con save as you hug me ever so closely?
21.
Fuck! Why?
18 on the die.
We can't deal damage, but we won't take it, damn
I
it.
guess not. It's fine. I don't even get the cool effect. You take fucking 4 necrotics of 2. It's just like,
We're just like thumping each other back and forth.
I love how the first half of
We are
this
not
fight
hugging
was
on the ground
so
and
Yeah.
thumping.
You're
epic,
thumping.
right?
The
And so
old hug
nerve-wracking, and then we're just
You're
like
thumping
bonking each other.
right? I mean, you tackled the fucking shit out of it. It's just like, I mean, it also is definitively very, very, very fucking bloodied.
Good.
Yeah, so I'll describe this. You absolutely resist it, but in the areas, I'll say, despite the face having been ripped asunder by the fangs of the wonderful death dog that is here, you see...
And the boot.
And the boot. I'll say that in the gap for the Great Helm, you can definitively see that something looks as though it opens. So if it were to be an incredibly dark black on the exterior, you see as it almost sinks into like a vortex of gradient grays. And it just like clutches against your face, and you feel it just try to breathe you in.
That's
Like,
Dementor.
I was gonna say
yeah.
like a starfish mouth.
Kinda.
Oh,
Great.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's like a pleco in a fish
Yeah,
tank.
you.
What's everything in this game? One is neck.
I mean,
My neck's the best.
You heard it here first.
I know what I said.
God damn it, DJ.
I regret nothing. I'm not
Dude,
ashamed.
I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that consumes my action. I don't even get to do the second effect on it, and I have no movement speed because I'm definitively still grappled, and I don't want to break the grapple because I would get straight annihilated on flying out. So my best bet is to just try to suck your soul out. I don't get to do it, and I'm really sad.
Not as a reaction.
You want to kiss it?
I don't want to kiss it.
I don't want to kiss it.
No.
What would you like to do as a reaction?
Not. Hopefully, not consume my whole reaction.
Sure.
But I'd just like to say, good try.
Sure, I'll say that as this thing just like grips against your face and you feel it weakly attempt to suck the flesh off your skin, or the flesh off your face, you just give it a good, nice try, and it just...
You won't take my virginity that easy.
Virginity protector.
How do you think I got to be so strong?
You won't take my virginity. I have the power of God and anime on my side.
For some reason, he's a protector, also.
Yeah, that's it for me. When it comes to Donnie Boy, just ever so far away.
Uh-huh.
I'm immune to necrotic.
Yep, you sure are.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna channel to my
Well,
divinity.
yeah, I'm gonna have him make a dexterity saving throw, because I'm gonna just snap my fingers at it and cast Sacred Flame. Because I can't toll the dead.
Can you do me a favor, and in the conditions on the top, can you click prone? I don't believe it gives me disadvantage on dex saves, but I would like to be sure that I do not...
I don't think so either.
Nope.
I don't think so. Okay, good. Ooh.
Does grapple?
Restrain does. I don't believe grapple does. Grapple is the
No.
reduction on movement. These good old saving throws. Advantage against magical effects, huh? No!
Double nat 1?
No! I mean, 1 is a 1, but the other fucking 8.
Oof.
So a 9!
Very good.
God damn it.
He's only gonna roll like
to-
1 damage anyway.
Do I have to roll burnout for that?
What spell table is it from? What school of magic? Is it evocation for Sacred Flame?
It is.
You do.
Now just roll high like I did. Just,
Get the heal, dude.
It's easy.
just be a savage.
Right?
It's the D100.
Yep.
Plus to strength.
Mm-hmm.
64.
You are probably in a bad range.
It sounds like a bad range.
Yep, lose spell level times 2 hit points.
So it's a cantrip, so
Yep.
2, so half, so 1.
Alright.
It's not the worst. Because
No, that's fine.
cantrips count as 0, but again, since it's like, obviously we're not multiplying by 0, because fuck that.
Damn it.
You don't want him to lose 0.
No. Roll your radiant damage, though, and I am vulnerable to radiant.
7.
So roll another d6, because I'm vulnerable.
Or another of the damage die. It's D8.
Do you double the die for it?
2.
Vulnerable? Oh.
Sorry, what was the first number? 8?
7. Plus
7 and then
2,
2, so 9?
Yep.
Yeah. What's your holy symbol, my friend?
My holy symbol is it's like a little trinket. It's like a necklace with a like sea creature thing in it that I've wrapped around my hand.
Very good. As you hold this thing aloft and summon forth this beautiful radiant light from your holy symbol. Would you like to describe how you murdered my helm tar? You whore. Finally, you did radiant damage to the shadow monsters!
Yeah, so I just like look over to this thing and I assume it's kind of just rolling around on the ground a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look into its non-existent eyes and I just kind of slightly grin and send the radiant light cascading down from the ceiling, washing over Nesgrim and striking right into its eyes.
Yeah. I'm so glad it's you.
I'm sure.
I'm so glad it's you!
What does that mean?
You know what it means. It's gonna take him away in the night.
I'm going to ask everyone else to leave.
I told you.
What?
I gotta finish this.
It's
Come
been nice.
on.
It's been nice knowing you.
Bury me!
Well,
No, after you.
Oh, and it was the perfect amount too.
Was it?
No, not exact. I had 7 left. That's
Oh,
why
so,
when
yeah.
you rolled, I was like, okay, fucking with vulnerable, there's no way in hell you roll that badly you don't get here.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, Dawn. So as you bathe this thing in radiant light and you watch as this amalgamation of armor and shadow begins to like crumple in on itself. Like again, you remember the Nazgul when it dies at the end?
Yeah.
You begin to see that occur with the chain links just kind of cascading in on itself.
With all this smoke and...
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely the smoke.
Yeah.
And the smoke to you appears like a vision. It appears like there is form that manifests out from the smoke. And for a brief moment, as you are staring at this thing, you see instead of all of your friends in the surrounding area, you see Felfarthen, well illuminated with torches and sconce on the walls. And you see, all around you, these figures of dwarves in these black cloaks that look very similar to the ones that were here on the ground. And you see one standing in front of you, maybe only 15 to 20 feet ahead of where Yalimlo would be in your vision.
Okay.
And you see this dwarf. From a side perspective, he looks like he is slightly older, definitely has a hinge of gray in his light auburn hair. The same like pallid, pale skin with the hue of blue, indicating that he is definitively a frost dwarf. And you see in his hands, outstretched, this pocket of dirt and sulfur sewn through it. And you watch as he attempts to trace runes in the air and conjure a spell. And as he begins to conjure the spell, you see the torches on the wall around him suddenly dissipate as though snuffed out by a spell comparable to what you would know for prestidigitation. The ash and the soot just kind of like filters into the air, and it feels like time in that moment for them halts. His voice concludes as the shadows around him halt his movement. And you see, sliding in from the darkness at the edges of the wall in the areas where the smoke, this kind of spectral form, just very similar to what you saw from the shadow elemental that birthed itself from your shadow when it was in light behind you. And you watch as the shadow descends downwards, and standing below the area where the shadow manifests itself, this large hulking figuring shadow, it envelops around the figure that you have seen in paintings of Dorgrim. And as he stands here, he walks ever so slowly towards this other dwarf that you see holding aloft sulfur and dirt, motionless as though paralyzed, in fear, by magic, indiscernible. And you watch Dorgrim approach this man and stop only a few feet in front of him and place his left hand on this man's cheek. And you hear Dorgrim's voice echo out in a voice that you absolutely can equate back to the voice you have heard from Balor. Fingers gently against its cheek, just whisper out to him, inches from his face, "To think you could defy me." And you watch as Dorgrim's fingers begin to just envelop shadow out from his nails, out from his skin, over this man's face, entering into his eyes, wrapping and twisting around into his ears. And for a quick second, you see a strange, small flash of a reflecting light as he pulls a small dagger made of a jet black substance that shimmers ever so slightly in the little bit of light that is cast. And you watch as Dorgrim plunges this dagger into the man's heart. And you hear no noise from the man. He remains motionless as the shadows envelop him. And you see Dorgrim slowly drop his one hand from him, pull the dagger back, and holster it once more on his belt. And as he pulls his hand back, you see, in his left palm, a strange what looks like leather-bound glove. And in the center of his hand is a small patch of where the glove is ripped asunder in the center of the hand. And against the dark brown leather that you see a small, black, vacuous hole in his hand. And as he pulls his hand away, you watch as the flesh and blood of this dwarf that stands before him is pulled towards the hole in Dorgrim's hand, leaving only a skeletal structure that then clatters to the ground, and the shadow evaporates, slowly wafting up into the air. The black cloak lingers here, and a small patch of sulfur and phosphate falls to the ground around him. And Dorgrim pulls his hand back towards his mouth and looks at the strange hole in his hand. And you hear him mutter to himself, "To think, after all these years, decades of experiments, the answer was never in creation. The answer was always the solvent. They're all mine now. Every last one of them."
Oh.
You watch as in this flash of light, this figure steps towards another dwarf still here, standing only a few feet away from it. And he again holds his gloved hand aloft, reaching towards his face, and goes to pull the dagger again. And that is where that vision concludes.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even get to finish my drink. That wasn't long enough.
I'm sorry.
I'm prepared to be your pallbearer.
Excuse me?
Here to bear paw.
Bear, Paul. Pallbearer.
There we go.
I'm actually not a bear this time.
Yeah, you're a dog.
Yeah.
Paw dog.
You don't like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys, as you are standing here, watch this radiant light bathe over this creature. It lets out not like a groan of pain or agony. It lets out a sigh, almost like relief. And you hear the chains clatter together as though shaking, vibrating intensely. And I'll tell DJ once he gets back from the bathroom, but you absolutely watch as this thing just evaporates in a strange waft of ash that almost dissipates in a surface area around it, as though if you were to take, like, in a very dusty floor, to slap it with the carpet and you get that dispensation, that just like sudden, and all that is left in beneath Nesgrim's body is just a pile of chainmail, loosely stitched together, and a great helm that topples aside, a foot or so away. And you're all standing here in the dark. With a little bit of light.
Yeah, I collapse to my knees and just like hands on the ground.
Are you alright?
I saw something when that thing died.
Like before, or?
No, a vision. Like one of my visions.
You performed no ritual?
No, I saw a dwarf in this room, torches lit, some time ago, I imagine, attempting to cast a spell with dirt and sulfur. And when he did, the torches went out, and a shadow descended from the ceiling, wrapping around Dorgrim. And he walked up to this other figure who was frozen, unable to move. And it sounded like Balor's voice, the voice that we have heard Balor use anyway, who said, "To think you could defy me." And he put his hand up to the face of this other dwarf, and shadow came from his fingers and entered the man's eyes. And Dorgrim pulled out a dagger made of shimmery black stone and stabbed this man in the heart. The man made no sound, made no movements. And then he said, "To think after all these years, decades of experiments, the answer was never in creation. The answer was always in the solvent. They're all mine now. Every last one of them." And he pulled his hand away from this man's face, and he had a leather glove with a hole in the center, with a circle similar to Ritora's. And all of this dwarven man's flesh and blood went into this hole, and his bones clattered on the ground. And then he moved on to the next one, and that is where my vision ended.
That explains the piles of bones.
Yes. And sulfur fell with the bones.
Do you know what spell he was casting?
I don't, but the way the torches went out, it's similar to any of us using prestidigitation, but they all went out. I'm not sure what he was casting. But he was consumed. Yes.
He laid claim to all of them.
It seems that way. They could not move or react.
What laid claim to him?
I do not know. A hulking, shadowy figure that descended from the ceiling.
Perhaps
It sounds
nothing laid claim to him, but he ascended further. Beyond the need for a material vessel.
It seems that way.
sounds like everyone here was made thrall.
Consumed by.
I'm gonna scoop Nesgrim off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can stand up.
I'm gonna help you because you're covered in stuff and you just tackled this thing. So,
Thank you.
yes.
As I'm listening to this, I'm gonna collect the rest of the sulfur from the other bodies.
Sure, absolutely. I'll tell you that in total, from all of the bodies, you'll collect about a pound worth of sulfur.
Excellent work back there, Nesgrim.
Thank you.
That was fucking great.
Thanks, Rita. Thank you for the boost. Couldn't have done it without you.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Sure.
What are we doing again? That was fucking weird. I've never had to bite like the dark.
Yeah, you did great, though.
Thanks. The music.
Well, now what?
We should keep moving. We have still not found what we came for.
Sure.
It does not seem that anything else has come looking for us.
Maybe so. I'm gonna go ahead and sheath my sword.
Mm-hmm.
We came in from this hallway, right?
You came in. It's no longer on the map. It would have been more up towards Paul's direction.
Sure.
I will tell you guys, as you were in that area with the 60 feet of dark vision that you guys had, did anybody have a source of light in that pile of people over there?
My sword in 2020.
Okay. Yeah, for what you guys would be able to see, that hallway, obviously after it tapers inwards to about like 20 feet in width, it continues another about 50 to 60 feet. You can see a concluding wall at the end of it. Along the walls into the corner, you can see that there are definitively what look like armor racks and weapon stands. You also see what would look like to you, comparable to how you experienced previously in the last room inside of the market square. You can see what looks like a stall. A small wooden construction about maybe 7 to 8 feet in front of where those racks of armor and weapons are. See that it looks like it's just a little podium, and it looks like it's got a little bit of an awning above it. And I will tell you that it looks like there is a word above it in Dwarvish.
Anything on the weapon and armor racks?
It would be grayed out, so I mean, you would definitely see that there's piles of metals and what would look like suits of armors and things of that nature.
Sure.
You had mentioned he had a strange knife in the
Yes.
vision.
Yes.
There appears to be an armorer down the hall here. It's worth a shot to look. Maybe there's another one of those daggers.
We should look, yes.
Alright, so we're taking a walk down there then?
Sure.
Yeah.
At the direction that we're going. I will tell you guys as well, for the angles that you guys are at, into the corner of where this concluding walkway would be, into the corner on your left side, so closer toward DJ. In that corner, it looks like there is a large collapsed cave-in, where it doesn't look like it extends out into this room. It looks probably like there was a further hallway or something along those lines, and it looks like it has collapsed. Just want to indicate that before we begin walking over. But if that is the direction that we would like to go, we can absolutely go in that direction.
You still have your torch out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you still have your lantern lit?
Yeah.
Cool.
As we're walking, I would look over to Felix. Felix, could you speak Dwarvish into my mind as we walk to keep my mind from wandering?
I'll nod.
Mhm.
And begin reciting the alphabet in Dwarvish.
Thank you.
Very good. We're going to begin walking over there, and we're going to take a quick break.
We'll be right back, friends.
dexterity teeth.
Hey, dirty
Just said
teeth.
dirty teeth.
It's messed up, DJ.
Welcome back, friends.
Mm-hmm.
We're here once again.
Yeah, absolutely. So as previously indicated to you guys, I'll hop us over to the table.
Very good.
So you guys can see what lay ahead of you in this corner of the room. As I previously indicated, what looks like a collapsed-in hallway. Some areas where along in the corner there are definitively weapon racks and what looks like an armor stand on a small little podium. Walls do not look really decorated or anything like that. It looks again like there would have been, you would still see the fragmented pieces of brass and stuff for the sconces lining the stone walls, but other than that, this area looks pretty unremarkable.
Okay. This hallway to our left is collapsed.
Mm-hmm. One with all the rocks in it.
I figured that's what that meant.
He was rubbled into that hallway.
Yep. We're looking for the giant who rubbled here.
We all want to find the guy who did this.
Nesgrim for different reasons.
Okay, so there are weapon racks and armor racks visible.
Absolutely.
I want to go check one out.
Sure. Anyone else want to do anything while we set our initiative in exploration?
I want to
You
go.
looked really worried when I said initiative.
Yeah, I don't know why I would be.
I mean, it's just to set a singular action for everybody, so that's why I know where everybody is when I kill them.
I want to walk that way towards the opening.
Sure.
I'm going to stick with weak boy Ether.
Okay.
Weak fear.
So whatever Ether intends to do, will be with Ether.
I'm gonna check
Weak
out
fear.
this desk,
Mm-hmm.
but before that, I'm gonna, as I'm walking around the desk, glance briefly at the things that Nesgrim's looking at so he doesn't grab a cursed dagger. Just if I see something that's immediately like black stone, be like,
See something, say something.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
yeah. Not in depth looking at, just a quick glance to make sure that it's made of metal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the U side of the countertop there,
Mm-hmm.
and try to see if I can look down this hallway.
Sure. What would you like to be doing, Sarah?
This cave in
Yeah,
over
just
here.
looking down the cave.
How is it like very compact?
Absolutely. Just from the angle at which you guys are approaching, it looks pretty damn compact.
I will try very I will try to see if I'm able to move stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If that fails, I'll just walk away and start looking through some of the racks and stuff.
Cool. Alrighty. So in terms of things that are the most proximate, I would say that Sarah, with you approaching the stone that is right there, and Glenn, you guys are going to be looking / doing comparable things. So Sarah, I'll ask you to make a strength check to see whether or not you're able to move some amount of this rubble and to give you some kind of indication as to what this structural integrity might entail. And Glenn, I'll ask you to make a perception check as you attempt to peer down through this pretty dark hallway.
You may have to come back to me.
Oh, my dog eyes.
D&D Beyond does not want to load.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be an 18.
And I
18?
don't know what my strength is as a death dog. So
I think it's a +3 or +4, but yeah, we
I can roll.
Sure. Yeah.
But
If it's close,
I rolled a 13. So.
13. Yeah. Either way, if it's a 16 or a 17, you're still going to get the same effective evaluation. Glenn, you have an 18.
Okay, D&D Beyond is down, so don't reload
Okay.
your sheets.
Very good. So we'll say that as you peer down this hallway with your 18, you're able to see that it looks like it stretches around towards the end of your dark vision, maybe about 50 feet. You can see that it clearly opens up. There are very few small gaps within the areas of this compacted stone that looks as though it has fallen in from the gaps of the walls of the hallway itself. Yes, inward. You can see very small gaps. You can see a handful of them that look like they go kind of continuously, maybe weaving and bobbing slightly up and down, but you're able to get a decent trajectory through a couple of the cracks, but they look only about yay big. The blocks and boulders that are here are a accumulation and combination of the actual granite of the stone that has been constructed here and used for the structure of the walls, and the natural stone that is rough from the walls itself, as though it looks like something occurred in that area.
Like the fascia and the foundation walls.
Correct.
Both in.
Yep. Yeah. At the conclusion, for what you are able to see, you definitely get a visualization, despite it being grayed out, of what looks like the heights of some stacked boxes. And you can see that it looks like there is more equipment and things of that nature back there inside of that storage area. I'll tell you, with an 18, you are able to see some protrusions of what looks like a shining silvery substance. It does not look like it is coinage, like it is gathered together. It looks like it is a long, thin strip of uneven, winding silver.
Okay.
+2.
Cool.
So it's
A 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you that, like, you as a death dog kind of, like, nudge with paw and hand, seeing whether or not towards the medium / higher points of this. It feels like as you place your hand on these stones, or your paw on these stones, and kind of shuffle it, it feels like the entirety of it begins to ever so slightly shake. Definitely indicating to you a very treacherous task to attempt to perform. They also feel incredibly fucking heavy. In terms of the larger fragmented pieces of stone, some of the smaller ones are still going to be around you big. They'd be movable, but moving them might damage the structural integrity of this pass.
I will stop doing that.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. That's those two. The other people who are in this area are Ether, Yalumlo, and our good friend Nesgrim. So I would say that you guys would be resolved first before Nesgrim. You're looking at the desk. You're guarding Ether. Don, you can make for me an investigation check for this desk.
That is a 10.
A 10?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you that as you're in this area, it seems like this is a small little merchant's podium. As you kind of peruse around behind it, it seems like it's got an open kind of box level, or like waist level box with a shelf along the bottom lining. It doesn't feel like there's anything strange about the wood or the construction of this itself, but you definitely find a small iron lockbox.
Ooh.
It's currently locked, but you see that there is a correctly sized key adjacent to the box.
Okay.
There doesn't look like there's anything down below.
Okay. I'll wait till my next action to... Because I want to, like,
Make sure that
accurately look at it
Sure. Absolutely.
before I open it, so I don't spray, like, venom in my eyes or something.
I put venom in a box, huh? Jeez.
Just...
Box to mimic.
You also can make an investigation check for the weapon rack that you're going to.
starts
There are
writing
2
down
weapon racks and
venom
1
box.
armor rack. We'll resolve the first weapon rack with you.
Oh, you said investigation, right?
Absolutely.
That is an 16.
Very good.
16.
80-60.
Mm-hmm.
1816.
Great year. Probably.
Yeah, I will tell you that these
A year.
look like pretty well constructed pieces of equipment. Looks like there is a warhammer. It still looks intact. It is, obviously the head of the hammer would be laid down into it. There's the kind of like grooves along the heights, so this way it can go through into a little iron circlet that is obviously closed, so this way you don't have to like try to pull it out because that wouldn't fucking work. There's just a groove, like a letter C almost, so this way the handle is capable of laying back in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they look like they're of exceptional quality in terms of construction and composition.
Sure.
They definitely look like they are made of iron.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Battle axe, war hammer, we'll say a long sword.
Okay. Because D&D Beyond is being the worst.
Yeah.
Do you know the damage die for Warhammer?
Yeah, D8, it's versatile, so D10 if you two-hand.
Okay, so same as a longsword.
Correct.
And how about the battle axe?
Battle axe is the same thing.
Same thing.
D8, but it's versatile, so D10 if you two-hand.
Hmm.
It's your opportunity to see if you want to switch off a sword, if you want to go to a hammer, if you want to go towards a battle axe. Or if you want to pick up one of these things to have an additional surplus weapon, but they bear weight, so.
Sure. I think, I think I'm going to replace my longsword with the warhammer.
Sure. Yeah, I'll say that you reach in and grab the handle of the warhammer, pull it out. You can feel that it's got a nice, like, sturdy oak handle, and pull it out, and it feels like it's good quality.
Give it a good couple practice swings.
Against what? Or just the air?
Just the air.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah, I'm dead.
Oh, here! I'll tell
Do you
you
mind
what
if I just test this?
right? You give it a good couple whacks into the air. It feels like it's steady and sturdy as you swing it.
Yeah, I'll drop my longsword in place of it. In place of the warhammer.
Absolutely. Very good.
This concerns me greatly.
Uh-huh.
What, did I have a warhammer?
Guard your worldly
that
possessions
that
in
you
a sense.
discarded your weapon and picked up one that we found.
Why is that?
Just it's fine.
You discarded your weapon?
Totally fine.
Yeah.
You're going up in that direction, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where did
I'll
you
tell you
stow
that
it?
the hallway looks like it concludes at this northern paths. It goes to the obvious left, which is west. It looks like it's only about 10 feet wide. And I would tell you that there doesn't look like there's actually anything in this area up here. It looks like it's just a natural walkway.
Yeah,
Still walls and everything.
I'm gonna keep walking.
Sure, absolutely. I'll just resolve that because that's going to be easy. As you go up and look into that hallway, it continues out for another 15 feet stretching, and it's a T intersection. So you've got what would be north facing and south facing for the T intersection. Absolutely, this is right below where you guys came in for the market.
Gotcha.
So that hallway that you would be looking out into for the T intersection, the north one would be back in the direction that you guys came in from, to the ramp that you guys took to get down here, and there would be the opening for the hallway into the market district that you guys took.
Okay.
I can tell you as well, just so this way it's easy enough and we can resolve all that. Southbound looks as though it continues. You do not have dark vision, but you have your torch.
Yep.
Torch looks like it, as you're standing here, the hallway continues further outside of the stretch of what you would have for dim and dark, or for dim and bright.
Okay.
So definitively more than 40 feet.
Gotcha.
Cool. That is the first round of things, and I do not know what else people would like to do while we are standing here inside of this area.
So I would like to, as a craftsman, I would like to inspect this box and the locking mechanism. Not that I've worked with locks, but just having crafted things to try, and having been a hunter and made traps, I want to make sure that, again, it's not going to spray venom in my eyes when I unlock it with this key.
You can make an investigation check to see if you feel like it's
15.
15? No, I'll tell you that it looks like it's a well-constructed, thin-lined wrought iron lockbox with a simple padlock on it and a small little, copper key.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'll tell you as well, as you hold it aloft, it would naturally, as you're holding it, it would naturally, clank with the coin sounds inside. Just metals clinging together.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna open that, but not touch anything, because if it's silver, I'm gonna slam it shut immediately.
Fantastic. Yeah, you ever so gently pull the lid open after unlocking this lockbox. I will tell you that inside, it looks like there are 12 gold pieces and 10 glorious pieces of copper. And 1 piece of silver.
Yalimlo, could you remove this piece of silver, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
12 gold, 10 copper, 1 silver.
Very good.
Just looks like an ordinary piece of silver. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
You're
gonna
just traumatized from silver.
walk around and start handing gold to people.
Yeah, everybody's gonna get 2 gold.
Thank you.
Ooh.
I'm a two-headed dog.
I am rich.
You're gonna come all the way over here where I am, alone?
I'd wait till you returned, probably.
I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm.
How much silver was there?
1 piece of silver.
How many? 10 copper?
10 copper. Just because it's easier for the math, we can make it 12 copper. I don't remotely give a shit. The 2 copper is not going to matter.
I wasn't giving out the copper. I was
Oh,
giving out
cool.
gold.
Keep the 10 then. Fuck yeah.
So how much gold was it?
2 gold.
2 gold.
I do not know what other people would like to do in the time frame while he is doing that.
As a working man,
Yeah.
as a man whose job is primarily moving and tossing things out of a bar, would I be able to take a look at this pile of rock and get a good estimate about how long it would take for us to clear it out safely?
Because of the length of the hallway, probably at least.
Couple hours, probably.
Yeah, you would estimate even with you, Rearda, Nesgrim, like the other people in your party switching strength-related tasks, probably about 2 to 3 hours. And again, it would be hard for you to estimate whether or not you would hit a point where it would collapse just because of the structural integrity of it. As well as because, like, you cannot see the entirety of the scope of what you're envisioning for the project.
You said there are spots where you can visibly see through.
Yeah. There are small, like, gaps and grooves in areas where, you know, obviously, irregularly shaped surfaces and rocks are going to, like, be stacked against each other. And like I said, there are a couple of holes that look like they're about yay big.
I don't suppose we can squeeze Nesgrim through there.
He might be a little too meaty to fit.
Yeah, he is.
I'll just look at Yaluma.
Yes.
Orc.
I could turn into something small. If we want what's in there.
What is it that's on the other side? Were you able to see anything?
There appears to be some boxes, sorted others, and like out here, and point to like the racks and such. Also appears to be something long and silvery. Could be worth checking out.
We are looking for Silverback.
I'll
It might be worthwhile.
drop my wild shape.
Cool. Yeah, you see Vertora standing there once more in front of all of you. Can you
Welcome
switch
back.
her?
And I will be right back.
I would have checked the armor rack next.
Cool. Absolutely. I'll tell you that it seems like there are pairs of, chainmail here. You would see like a set of like gauntlets. They look like they're, decently constructed once more separately from the chainmail. You would see like pauldrons and pieces like that to be able to comprise an entire set of armor. And
Chainmail armor.
yeah, of chainmail specifically. And you would see 2 small shields, what would look like buckler shaped with being conical, having a little protrusion out in the center. All look like they're well constructed of iron, leather banding and things like that.
Sure. Of better quality than what I'm currently wearing, or comparable?
Comparable?
Sure.
Yeah, with just a quick glance, it absolutely looks just comparable.
Yeah, I'll pick it up and test it and see if I can get an idea of if it's better than what I'm wearing or not.
Yeah. I'll tell you that you stand here and you clank your new hammer against this shield. Feels like it's the same reverberation as if you were railing Rearden. That same kind of...
What a way to test a shield,
right? It definitely feels like it's comparable quality.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would just move on to the last weapon rack after that.
Yeah, weapon rack would be the same as the first one.
Battle axe, warhammer,
Battle axe,
longsword.
warhammer, longsword, short sword. I'll tell you there's a crossbow here as well, and 20 bolts. If anybody wants some crossbow bolts. Or a
Excuse me?
crossbow.
Crossbow.
Yeah, crossbow.
Look, crossbow.
Sorry, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, take it.
Kind of need the crossbow.
Take it off your cold, dead body. Later.
I'm gonna take that crossbow and bolt.
Absolutely. Yeah, you take the 20 bolts and you take the crossbow.
You're gonna turn into a fish.
Yeah, swim.
Swim through.
How big are the holes? About that big?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. A nice tight squeeze, my friend.
Claustrophobia, hate it.
Uh-huh.
Going to retrieve anything from the other side.
Hand heavy or light.
I love it.
Heavy.
Need to be able to carry it back.
At least we could see. Are you saying this out loud or?
I'm.
Ella, she's...
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm,
We could at least see what is over there with that. She would not be able to bring it back, but it would at least determine if we have to try to spend time moving these rocks.
Depending on the size of whatever is there, she might be able to bring it back.
I suppose so. Yes. Papers, maybe.
going to wild shape into a weasel.
Nice.
Is that what you wanted?
No, I thought you were going to say spider.
A spider would not be able to bring anything back.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Weasels are thieves.
That's true.
Transform into a nice white weasel. A white brown weasel. Yeah. And you guys see Retora here
A boneless ferret.
as a weasel.
This is a fox, but
It's okay. Closest thing we got.
we can pretend it's a weasel.
I am not proficient in crossbow.
Before she goes, I'm gonna go ahead and take my rope out of my bag. Unfurl a little bit. Hand the one end to the weasel.
Yeah, it's up to the weasel.
I will take one end of the
In your little weasel mouth.
like a little ferret, you know, or like a stoat.
Ooh, I like the thought of being a stoat. Arctic stoat.
Stoats are so cute.
I know, right?
She's stuck.
Stoat. Look at that, dude. They're adorable.
I'm googling it as we speak.
And I'll start
Trying to find a weaselly hole.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Weasley ran.
Yeah, I will tell you that again. It's 5, 10, 15, 20-ish foot distance. Something that you'll absolutely, from your estimation, look like you'll be able to squeeze through. I will ask you to make a good old dexterity check, please.
Yep.
Right? Look at them!
They're adorable.
Aren't they cute?
I need it. It's like a weasel meerkat.
Uh-huh. Good luck, Sarah.
That's good. That's good. Dex
Correct.
19.
Yeah, I'll tell you that you're able to, with the wonderful form of a stoat, kind of like slink and slither and wind your way through this passage. You feel the intensity of the rocks, obviously kind of narrow in certain areas where it feels like they scratch ever so gently against the edges of your fur, like your shoulders and things like that. And I will say that you're able to get through the entirety of the 20-foot passage with the 18. And you find yourself just kind of like 19, sliding down the edges of these rocks as they conclude inside of this little area. And I will tell you that as you stand in here, do stoats have dark vision?
No, they don't.
Very dark. Ever so dark. And it feels like you have only about 10 inches of sight in front of you with how dark it is out here.
I do have keen hearing and smell.
You smell. Because it's ever so silent in this room, the only noises that you would hear would be your friends outside. I will tell you that inside of this room, you smell the familiar odor of tree bark, obviously wood, and you would get the familiar odor of what would be given off by iron, I guess. It's ever so dark in here, Sarah. Only the few inches of sight.
You still have your lantern? Yeah, upon seeing her get through, I'm gonna point at the hole, like the path that she took, the most direct route, I guess, to see to the other end. And I would instruct Ether to hold his light aloft to the hole. just to get whatever kind of light we can get in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that it's 20 bright, 20 dim.
Yep.
The areas in which it kind of like, because you have a traditional bullseye lantern, or do you have a hooded lantern?
Hooded, yeah.
Yeah, if you leave that open, I'll tell you that it will give you a very slight glimmer of hope behind you that cascades out for about 5 feet of dim light.
Oh, goodness.
Only at the edge of the hole. So you see your surroundings just within 5 feet of you. You see what looks like maybe 4 or 5 small wooden crates and boxes. I'll tell you that because the crates look like they are cross-beamed, there's small little openings between them. It looks like there are definitely pieces of equipment, various pieces of equipment and clothing for what you would be able to just see in terms of the lining of fabrics and things of that nature.
I don't smell anything besides like wood, anything organic, right? Like nothing.
Nothing organic, nothing like foliage or herbs or other things like that.
Or
you
any
just
kind
get
of-
the sensation of like bark.
I'm gonna start just rifling through things.
You want to go through the first box that's right there?
Yeah, go for that one,
Absolutely.
right there. I didn't come all this way to turn
and
around because
do
it's
nothing?
dark.
Absolutely. I will tell you that you're classified, what, as tiny in category or small?
Yes, tiny.
Tiny. I will tell you that you can climb up the little, ridges between the gaps of the wood for this crate. It's only about, maybe 2.5-ish feet, 3-ish feet in height towards the height. The top of it, you're able to climb up and peer in. It's very dark. Very, very dark. It looks like there are natural grooves in what would look like clothing. You would get a few gleams of what would look like polished, but now rusted silver or steel, as though a blade or something of the sort is very hard for you to discern.
I have an idea.
You're outside and don't know that this is happening, so as long as your idea is within reach, sure.
It's not pertaining to like her looking through anything other than to give her more light.
Sure.
Because I have Ether standing in front of the hole. So I'll walk up to Ether and go, and I'll cast light on one of the crossbow bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I got this.
Alright.
And I'm just gonna yeet it through the hole.
DJ, she carried this rope through.
So,
We have a rope
Burn
on one
out
end
for
and a
casting
rope on the
light.
other end.
So,
I thought you were gonna do the thing.
I like this. Nat 20 it. Just Nat 20 it.
Is there a crossbow? Or is it
so
just
I'll
the
tell
bolt?
you that there are other holes beyond the one that she went through with the rope. If you
Sure.
would like to try to look for a hole
Yeah.
that gives you a decent, straight on path as best as you can find.
Sure.
I'll ask you to make the investigation check for that first.
Sure.
I hadn't thought
Oh!
I hadn't thought of the rope either.
It's in that one.
I was waiting for the
I'll tell you that it
explanation
feels
to
like your
finish.
straightest shot is the area that she went through with the rope.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try it.
Sure, absolutely. Before you do that, roll the burnout on casting light.
It's, I'm on a D8, right?
I think so.
Mhm.
You can check the.
I don't have it pulled
I
up.
don't know.
no, you don't.
I'm gonna roll a D8 in the meantime. I don't think it's lower than a D8.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Okay.
What are you looking for?
So I will ask you to make specifically a dexterity check because this is the equivalent of trying to like pinpoint a dart through
Sure.
a very narrow gap.
9.
9. Okay. I will tell you that because it was described to you as being about this wide, you're able to get your hand ever so slightly inside. You see that it kind of bends upwards and kind of swirls in a little bit of a snaking pattern. You're able to get it only about 6 to 7 feet ahead of where your hand would conclude.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you maybe a foot plus 7. So we'll say you'll get
19 inches.
We'll say that you'll get about 8 feet in to the hole.
Okay, sure.
I will tell you that you get a slight increase in terms of the presence of, again, bright light that now hits the edges of the rock where it feels like it kind of juts out in a little bit of a cone-shaped projection almost, to where it would kind of naturally funnel. And it feels like you now have a little bit more of a dim light within the area, and you're capable of seeing some of the items inside of this crate in front of you.
With my 19 that I rolled,
Uh-huh.
would I be able to go back and grab the crossbow bolt and take it back into the room?
I will tell you, you would have to make the check again.
That's a little scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 10 feet in. It's about half of the way there.
I'll try and make do with the light that I have.
Okay. Well,
I saw him throw it,
uh-huh.
and it only made it about halfway.
Uh-huh.
Or not even halfway, right?
Yeah, I mean, you would be able to, like, look in and you would see, you know, the light coming out of it as well, because it is supposed to be filling the shape of a 20-foot cube. So you would definitely see, you know, it concludes with bright light kind of at the hole. So the interior of this little chasm,
So we're
definitely
getting
look
the equivalent
correct.
out the other end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna like talk into the
Burn
hole.
light. Cast light.
Yeah, I rolled my burnout on
Did
it.
you roll it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you find anything shiny, you can direct the light if you need to.
There's a sword in this box.
It looks like a blade. It looks like it's amidst the grooves of cloth and pieces of clothing. Doesn't look like you see a hilt.
Just a blade.
Just a small blade. Just a portion of it. You don't see the entirety of it.
Would I be able to... You ever seen like a ferret carry something way bigger than it's supposed to be able to carry?
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to do that?
Mm-hmm. You want to reach down in.
With your little stoat hand.
Let's see.
Would you attempt to... How would you attempt to grab the blade?
Does it look like sharp on both ends, or like it's a one?
It looks like sharp on both ends. And it looks like there is cloth coming over the lower portion of it. And what... You know, it looks like it's bisected. And it looks like you're seeing the center of this blade. So it looks like there is more of it that continues down and more of it that continues, obviously, in the straight line. And both edges look like they are currently covered in a cloth. Looks like probably a cloak or something along those lines. Again, it's dark.
Can I try and grab like part of the cloth and pull the blade out of the box?
Absolutely.
My little mouth.
What is the strength score of a stoat?
It's bad. it's -4.
Oh,
What is the number?
3. It's not good. If you straight up tell me I can't do it, I won't blame you.
I will tell you, are you using your mouth or your hands?
Mouth.
I will tell you that you kind of like grip the edges of your feet against the wood and just lean in. And as you go to bite, as you kind of get your mouth around the edges of the cloth, it feels like your teeth would only go through a portion of the blade, not to the entire other end. So like, if I were to try to,
Yeah.
you would get what would feel like a fair distance across, but not be able to fully envelop. If you want to bite down onto the cloth and still attempt to elevate, I can tell you that you can attempt to do that.
I will attempt to do that, but I'll do it pulling backwards, so there's no chance of me severing my face on the blade. Just straight up, like, you know how, like, where it gets a little wider? Just try and, like, pull
Absolutely.
it there.
I will tell you with a strength score of 3, because this is not that heavy, despite it being kind of wider, where you are biting, you are able to pull it with the cloth, and it feels like, as you extend yourself back, kind of becoming a little bit more upright, it feels like the cloth kind of tugs, as though the cloth is draped underneath, and that there are many things that are on top of the cloth. So what is giving you the resistance is the cloth itself, not necessarily the weight of the blade. So effectively, a tarp lining.
With the light shining through, is anything else in this room catching light?
I would tell you that in the areas behind the crates, there would look like there are small portions of shining silver reflecting back at you amidst dark areas in the corners of the rooms. I will tell you it looks like it is inside of something darker, and it looks like it's the thin striations of like veins.
From where we are, it's been real quiet, right?
Absolutely.
Just hear, like, occasional shuffling.
Mm-hmm.
I have another idea.
Felix, we need your expertise.
You know,
Okay, so
yell out to him down the hallway.
I'm assuming a significant amount of time has passed.
Yeah, it would be like a minute or two.
Okay, yeah, so I would have done 2 things, because I'm assuming I would have heard him throw something. I would look back at the group, kind of like, what the fuck are they doing? And as I go to turn, I want to look at the ceiling of this area that I just walked through.
Sure. It looks like it maintains the same like 25 to 30-ish foot height. So your torch is above you. You would be able to see it conclude. It looks like it's intact.
Okay.
Doesn't look like there's anything damaged, and it doesn't look like there's any webs or anything like that. You would just see small pockets of what would look to you like cobwebs in the corners, just naturally formed through dust.
Okay, and then I would kind of start to step into this hallway. You said about how far down is it?
Like another 10 to 15 feet beyond what you have there, and it's a T intersection.
And then you said it looks like it's to the right would be the market.
Correct.
Okay, and then I would look at that ceiling as well, and the walls.
Yeah, same appearance, as though it is pretty continual, and the same quality of stone. It looks like it's maintained the majority of its structural integrity, and the ceilings inside of the hallways would only be about 15 feet in height, so it would look like it would kind of taper down inwards ever so slightly from where you are in this room.
Okay, and no strange markings or anything like that?
I'll ask you to make an investigation check.
Okay. Nine.
I'll tell you that it doesn't look like in the area where you are in the bright light for either of your walls in that hallway, or as you step toward the edge cresting at that T intersection, doesn't look like there's any strange markings or indentations in the stone or of the walls or in the ceiling.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Make your way back?
Yep.
Cool. Yes, Sarah.
Can I take the rope and attempt to tie it around?
Yourself?
No, the blade.
Sure. I'll tell you that you would be able to do that if you remove... Well, you could do it at the area in which the blade is open and bisected by the cloth, or you could remove the blade from the cloth and see if there's more to this blade. You can just, like, peel the cloth back.
I guess I'll peel the cloth back.
Sure. You reach down with your little adorable stone hand and...
So cute.
Right? Yeah, I'll tell you that as you do it, you still get the same obvious, like, lighter visualization of what would look like a small, a very long pointed dagger. How we kind of have, like, letter openers, comparable to that in terms of length. It just looks like it's got, like, a wider base, and it definitively, like, tapers really harshly pointed inwards. You can see that it's got a small, decorative, like, nice gold-looking banded crossguard and a little, wooden handle with a pommel at the end.
Yeah, I'll wrap the... Yeah, and then just...
Tie it around the... Where on the dagger would you like?
On the crossguard.
Sure. Weave it around.
And then pull on the rope and try and pull it out of this box.
Yeah, you pull it up and out of the box. Got this little stout hanging on the lip of this box. Holding a little dagger with a little rope.
Do I feel a tug?
I would say that
She's pulling in the direction of you.
Yeah, it's probably not. It probably
Yeah.
go a little slack actually.
I would have. I'm gonna press my shield against the hole.
okay.
Well, before I do that, I'm gonna yell down the hole. If you need to get out, just knock. If you need to get out, just knock on my shield.
What are you doing?
Press my shield against the hole in an effort to stop the light from coming out and reflect it back.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that you can block up the hole.
Sure.
You would not have any indication if you are successful.
Sure.
You would definitely block up the hole and leave enough space for the rope to still continue outwards.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you you're not gonna get any additional light.
That's fine.
Worth a shot.
Yep.
I'm gonna
You give
continue
me
to
that?
be like a tiny vermin and just like
So you have tied this dagger out of this rope. You are standing on the lid, the lip of the box, holding this dagger. What would
How-
you like to do with this rope?
how big is the dagger compared to me?
Uh,
Like am I holding or am I am I dragging it like barely?
Jesus
Not
it would be very heavy. You'd be like two hand holding it, lightly shaking, where it would be, you know, if you're about this, probably in full length as a stoat, it's like that. So I mean, probably half, maybe slightly under the entirety of your length.
You're here now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll put it over by the entrance. Like I'll drag it over to the entrance hole where the light's
For where
coming
you
out.
came through.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and just see if I can bounce some light off of it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's blocked by a shield now, so it would look like the entirety of this hole is filled,
it's-
and it would look like it would kind of conclude at a dark point with an ever so small opening
Well, there's
for
still
where the
the
rope would come through.
there's still the
She's saying the hole where he threw the crossbow bolt
Yeah.
that had
Yeah.
light on it in.
That is the same hole that the rope is through, and that is the hole that you said you wanted to block.
Correct.
Correct.
but it's
Yeah, it should be.
Like,
you
he's
should, she
blocking
should
it
see the
here.
reflective.
the
if
glowing
the entire
thing.
space is filled with the light,
Mm.
like you're gonna, it's like looking into a flashlight.
Oh,
Right,
yeah, no,
right.
I'm trying to any light that's coming out. I'm trying to use the put the dagger there so that it bounces it
reflect it.
off into the room.
Oh, into your room.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were trying to reflect light back into the flashlight.
No,
I was
I'm
like, what? What are we trying to
I'm
accomplish?
not trying to send like a weird Morse code or
Yeah, like that. I was just like, I don't know how to like fix that.
Before we start rolling reflections and such,
Mm-hmm.
I would instruct Nesgrim to move
Mm-hmm.
and ask Felix, can you pick that up and put it in there?
What are we doing?
She needs light in the hole.
What are you pointing at?
The crossbow bolt. And then I'm going to point.
I'll lower my torch towards you,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll lift the bolt and send it into the room.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
We need to keep moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
There may be silver bark in here.
That.
Stoat hand.
I can see.
Right? Yeah, no,
Thank
I'll
you.
tell you that you definitively are able to. Would you hold it aloft, like in the room, or would you just yeet it into the room?
That's a great question.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what
like,
you would want to do.
actually, yeah, kind of like yeeted in there. Like, what are we doing? We
Yeah.
gotta go.
Here. Yeah. What is the extent for you're able to go with the distance for your hand? Is it 30?
Yes, I think it's 30 feet.
Yeah, so
Yep.
it would go like 10 feet into the room. So it would like hover aloft over you. And if you just like go and then release, it would hover like a few feet ahead of you into the center of the room. Everything would illuminate brilliantly with bright light. And you said you would drop?
Yeah, because I just yeet.
Yeah, you just, whatever. Yeah, so you watch as this kind of like falls, but it's going to fill the entirety of this room with light.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll just take the torch back and hover it behind myself.
Absolutely.
God, thank you.
Yeah, so I will ask you now, Sarah, to
Yes.
roll for me an investigation check.
Make it a good one.
Wisdom saving.
That's next.
Investigation.
Yes, please.
Oh,
Make it a good one.
mention
This is for the crate that's in front of you. I'm going to resolve each of the things like
individually.
separate.
17.
17. All right. Fantastic.
If she is able to find anything and get it back to that opening, do you think you could do the same in reverse?
I'll nod.
Okay.
Keep an
Spare
eye
her
in
some
there.
trips,
Mhm.
depending on what she's able to find.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah,
Yes.
please roll for me a d20. Just a flat roll.
19. I don't know if that's good, bad.
19 vampires.
19 vampire spiders.
No, she's blinded
Oh.
now.
Plus 1.
I will tell you that in the crate in front of you, it looks like there are
Change team.
series of small, little ornamental-like statues, what would look like valuable pieces of different, compositions of small metals, like copper, definitely decorative. Some would have small, pinpoint size, framings of jewelry for descriptions of, various pieces of art. As well in there, you would see, really glad that this is here, a small, ornately decorated little wand with kind of twisted banding around the handle, like bark banding around the handle.
Does it look familiar, John?
To Sarah? Or to
To Ritora.
Ritora? I will permit you the history check based exclusively on what your parents did.
17.
I will tell you it looks like it is a magically enchanted wand and not one that you are familiar with, ones that your parents would have produced. But it definitely looks like it is a finely crafted magical wand.
As I find...
It's just fireball and
Yeah.
she does it out.
Yeah.
Just, oh my god!
Nesgrim
Did you
looks
find
at
everything?
The world just like,
Put the shit back! Run, run!
Just the eyebrows are gone.
Mm-hmm.
she found something!
As I find some of
think
these
she's dead.
smaller items,
Yes.
I'm just going to start, again, I just think of how ferrets, stash things. Just start,
Yeah.
shoving them into the...
Yes.
Making a trash pile.
I will tell you that definitively you are able to get the pieces of statues that there are, because you rolled really well, that there are 8 of them. That there are 8 small little different ornamental statues and other pieces of jewelry that are definitely worth a fair amount of money. You are going to begin just stoat jamming each of these, Felix. Yeah,
I see shinies.
You see shiny, you want to give him the
fucking
torch and begin to
slums.
start moving these things back through.
Mm-hmm. Pull on through.
Yeah, you guys get 8 small art statuettes, pieces of wonderful value.
Are there any of them distinct or, depict anything? Are they just statues of lone things or?
They would look like small statues of lone things. They would look like they are ornamental decorations of things of various little small dwarven statues of maybe a man with saying hello, he's just waving.
Okay, there isn't someone being choked out by tentacles.
No. None of these look like these are ominous, mischievous,
One
or
of them's
mean.
drinking a soul.
Do you
Yeah.
got the
Yeah.
these guys?
Mhm.
We can
No
throw
hag bags,
two
and-
little apples made of gems.
Toasting.
One of them could be like little dwarves toasting mugs. One could just be a little statuette of a flagon. Things along those natures, but no,
found their
nothing that
mini
looks like they
collection.
are
Oh, very nice.
malicious, malevolent, evil, twisted. Nothing for me being cruel. It's just small art objects are really fucking annoying. But there would absolutely be many valuables inside of this particular area in the storage room. Are you going to do that with the small wand?
Yes.
The wand as well would be able to fit. You would be able to grab and pull the wand out through as well.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like it is everything inside of this first crate here. What would you like to move on to next?
I'll
There's
just-
another crate. It looks like there are a couple of small piles. Now that everything in here is illuminated, it looks like there are piles of what look like silver and gold pieces. It looks like there are a couple that look like they are stashed against the wall, kind of draped over by a cloak. what would look like with the indentations, probably pieces of armor or again pieces of equipment. I don't know because we haven't rolled yet, so I don't want to give too much of it.
Yeah.
You see a javelin and then it's like roll. No, you didn't.
Just kidding.
There's shit in here,
Oh, we found the bathroom.
right?
Thank you, Don.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to, I guess, just kind of work my way.
Clockwise. Sure.
Or counterclockwise, technically.
Correct.
Around the-
Clockwise for you, kind of, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess for you it's.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll go to what looked like a small pile of chests. It looked like
No,
there.
it's still counterclockwise.
Hmm.
Never mind.
You're going that way. Clockwise for him would be that way.
We're still.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's fine.
Sure.
Chests. Investigation. I'm going to tell you that they're open. It's just.
Yep. I am in
I'm
full.
going to ask you to roll 3 investigation checks.
I'm in full thieving.
Yeah,
mode.
100%. We're going to get all the shit in here. I hope. Ooh, I just want it to be good shit. That's why we're rolling for this.
So, if you want to go in order, my flower dice,
Mm-hmm.
my purple and blue, and then Zafira.
Very good.
5, 18, 9. That's flat. I don't have any
Okay.
bonus. To
For the 5, roll me a d20.
6.
6. Okay. Cool. You'll find 4 more of the small little statuettes, and I'll tell you that you find 2 little small vials with red liquid in it, flowing around. You would know that they're healing potions.
That's really loud, actually.
Mm-hmm. Sending them on through.
My literal bones.
For the 18, roll me a d20.
Power them both.
But 9.
Smash them together
How many
beforehand.
healing potions?
Oh, God. All right.
It's a gun.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad.
87
Give me a
ornamental
gun.
statues.
You see a decorative set in like a small little kind of like golden tray, what would look like a shining brilliantly opalescent pearl kind of resting on this, as well as what would look like a small little about yay sized with a small silver chain around it, would look like a whistle narrowing towards a point.
How fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just pack them in.
A whistle.
Uh-huh.
This is just a death whistle.
So I mean, I'll float
Like
one
a-
of the potions. Who's bloody here? I'll float potions over to each of these guys, one to each, and then how many potions was it total?
2.
2.
Just enough.
Oh, it's just 2. Okay, so yeah.
Mhm.
And then you said a gold dish and a pearl.
The pearl is embedded into like the gold dish. It like houses it. It's small.
Pearl.
Like the dish is like that, and the pearl is
Okay.
that sized.
No, what was the other thing?
A small
whistle.
little
Whistle.
whistle.
Whistle. I'm just gonna float that around my neck.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it golden, silver?
Silver.
Silver, great,
Uh-huh.
perfect. Or a
And
whistle.
then the 9.
And you
D20.
said you floated
The
potions.
9
too.
is too low.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that you get 1 more healing potion and 3 more of the small little pieces of art objects.
So many statues.
Yeah, you're just sliding all these valuable.
The art closet.
Like, they're not all statues. A lot of them are supposed to be just like ornamental, like letter openers and daggers, where they're not actually used for combat.
Just like pretty things.
Yes, yeah. Like one of the examples they give is it's like a fucking like jeweled comb, and it's like that's sure, fine.
That's something that you pass by in the shop and you're like, that's pretty, and you buy it
Yep.
and you're like, why did I buy this?
Yep. That is it for those chests. The next thing would be the pile of what would look like it's got equipment and things like that, and I will ask you to make 2 d20s there.
I'm gonna pop my healing potion.
Sure. 2d4 plus 2.
That's a 5 and a 4.
Woof.
Same.
right?
I'm no longer bloody.
5 and a 4.
Damn it.
Somehow, amidst all this, I guess that the accumulation for what would look like it's the height of it, we'll say it's another 4 of the small little art objects. And then you find 2 little satchels of what look like they contain dust of some kind of weird substance.
Does it have a smell?
No, it's very sealed by the velvet bags that it's inside of.
It's the TikToks where the guy pulls out the credit card, slams it on the table.
Give me my side points back. Give me my side points back.
So there's 2 sacks of that?
Yeah.
It's 2 sacks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
They look like they're different ones.
2 sacks of dust, different
Plus
dust.
2.
I'll tell you that there's a small dwarven rune on it that looks like it gives it a name, but you don't read Dwarvish. I'll tell you as you pull it out, one says dry, one says disappear. For the love of God.
One says dry,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
dry, and then the other one says disappear.
Take a pinch and throw it up in the air.
No! No!
Yeah, it'll be
Not
good.
Again. Not again, please.
Those
For
are
the love
going
of
into the
God.
personal sack.
And you said how many of the other ornamental things were there with that you said?
And that one, I think I said 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
4. Wait, hold on. So we have 8, 3, and 4.
Sure.
No.
No, 8, 4.
We have
and 4.
8, 7, and 4 now.
Where's 7?
7.
Yeah, we had 4,
I
then we
missed
had
that.
3, and then we had
Oh,
another
jeez,
4.
another 3.
So now we're at 8, 7, 4, whatever that is. I'm
Mhm.
not doing math.
Wait, 7. I wrote down 8 and 3. What the fuck is going on?
I don't care.
I don't care.
That's on you guys. Like, sure. The next pile of what looks like coins or the armor. Doesn't really matter.
Coins, I guess.
Cool. Yeah, I'll ask you to roll the d20.
4.
4? Cool. I will tell you that amidst this pile there is an accumulation of 30 gold pieces and 50 silver. Mm-hmm. Just one coin
at a time.
I'll just
like
Use man torches.
Just like
pile it, jam a pile.
Yeah, as you're pulling shit out, I'll grab it out of the air and put it on the table so we can lay out everything
Yeah,
we
please
get.
write down the amount of gold that we've gotten so far, because I didn't write down any of it.
I love the idea of these items just coming out like one at a time. Like, what on earth?
Mm-hmm.
How many silver?
Yeah,
though?
next pile of
50.
things.
50.
2 more d20s, please.
2 15s, actually.
Look at you rolling double twice tonight.
Yeah.
Now.
It's really
mean-
easy because they're flat rolls.
Sure.
I have no bonus to investigation.
Alright. Somehow again amidst this pile of what
Are
looked
there
like it was
more
armor.
statues?
It's no. Yeah, we'll say that there's 4 more statues, and that's why that's why it looks like it's jammed up into a corner.
Well, at this point, it's on you.
You find 2 weird-looking bundles of rope that you definitely know are magical because your parents made magic items. I don't think your parents would know what these ropes do unless they use these in their spare time. In private fashion, one could say.
2 magic ropes.
Is it fuzzy?
No.
It's not fuzzy, it's velvet.
Yeah, it's velvet. It's
Silk
definitely
line.
smooth to the touch rope.
Silk lined.
Alright, so 2 magic private ropes.
One of them is silk, the other is leather.
2 magic rope. Parentheses private.
So as I pull
sorry,
out these
brother.
ropes, what color and what do they look like? I guess 'cause
They
you're just
definitely are black velvet lined ropes. They look real kinky.
ropes or
Yeah, rope. Rope. It's definitely got the banding of ropes. It's just really smooth.
are they whips? Are they ropes?
They're ropes.
Okay.
50 feet. Happy time rope.
So I guess with the
This is the old choke corner, I guess.
Is that what you
There's a
weird
lot
I
of
feel about
rubble
this
in
rope
this,
coming out.
It's my last day on Earth at Belfast, and I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
enjoy
that's
it.
why the giant needed 2 ropes to really get rubble.
I'm gonna
Just haven't
enjoy
found
my
his
last
corpse.
day
So there's no markings on them or anything like
no,
that?
no dwarven markings for the choke.
Was there anything on the wand?
Choke group.
No, the wand would not have a marking either.
Okay.
The dust, it's because like they need to categorically separate which dust because they're the
Right,
same.
they
kind
didn't
of
want to
bag.
use the wrong one.
Yeah, they don't want to use the wrong. They had the dust off choking, and they got the fucking choke.
I'm gonna get away from you.
You'll never see this.
So dry.
Oh, good
I
lord!
gave them a bag of that in
It's actually
Warp
just
ago.
dry,
Right?
And Kel immediately was like, I take a handful and throw it in the air.
Uh-huh.
I almost died.
Uh-huh.
Same.
1 round from death.
Same.
And that was following an intense encounter.
Yep, it was a great time. Yeah, and then Sarah, I will have you do the pile of wood, and we'll see how much silver bark you get. Roll a hot d20, please.
Zephyr die? No.
Yeah.
Please, no.
Do the Zephyr dice. Come on.
Don't do it.
Natural 20.
Very good.
Hell yeah.
I will tell you.
Where it matters.
I will tell you.
It was not the Zephyr dice.
That it, yes, good! That amidst all the fragmented pieces of wood, you are able to procure several long, thin strands of the bark with the silver still embedded in it. I will tell you that you're a stoat, and because things for you, because you can only lift so much, I guess you would have a better internal intuitive nature of like how much a thing weighs. I'll tell you that you definitely get 8 ounces of silver bark.
Nice.
I'll record that.
Cool.
You got it?
Yep.
Got it on
Yeah,
my
they look like they're
herbalist.
long, thin strips where it's the striations, like the vein of the silver inside of the bark.
Yep. I'll just grab one
Thank
end of
you,
each of them and
Vulpix.
start dragging them over.
Yep. Oh my god, I'm glad you nat 20'd on that one. I would have felt really bad if we had to like super hard dig for silver bark because we rolled badly there. And then there is one more crate.
Oh.
And I will ask you to make 3 more d20s for the crate. And this will be our last set of
How
stuff.
many ornamental statues will be in the
Dude, I
box?
fucking hope.
20 more.
We're at 23 now, so.
That's a 7,
God, we're not gonna be able to pawn these fucking
a
things.
13, and a 3.
Why
Guess
should it be,
which
like,
one gave
super
me the
expensive?
3?
The Zephyra?
It was, in fact,
Cool.
That die hates you.
my sweet, useless character. I love her so much.
Sarah,
Yes.
4 more healing potions
Nice.
and 10 more artifacts. Art objects. 10 more.
Why
do you hate me,
sorry.
Joe?
What was the first thing you said?
4 more healing potions.
Oh, good. Okay.
And then
Yes,
10
we-
more art
We have 5
objects.
total.
All right, Glenn. How many? Since you've been diligently keeping track.
We have 33.
Dear God.
Oof.
We're not going to be able to take
I
all of them.
hope they're
Sarah.
worth something.
That's not true.
You find a small golden ring that looks like it is embedded, encrusted with small little light blue gems.
Burn
it. Burn it!
Hate it already.
It looks like they're just embedded, interspaced around the banding on the edges of this ring. They look like they're pretty light blue gems. Your parents would have sold gem encrusted things. I'll tell you that they look like they are tourmaline gems.
Ooh.
Nice little pretty blue gems. You eat that one back through.
I'll carry that one through.
Very good.
Assuming that there's nothing left to look at in this room.
Nope, that is it.
Are you bringing my crossbow bolt out with you?
Fuck
Yeah.
that thing.
You don't have to. I can sacrifice a crossbow bolt.
How many do you have?
20. 19 now.
Do you have a crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink another one of the healing potions.
You're gonna take.
I'm still bloody.
Oh, okay.
I just throw them super hard.
Now we have 4.
That's better.
I think we have 2 now.
Yep.
Because there were 5 total. They each used 1.
There were 5 after
After
the
each.
leech.
Oh,
There
really?
were 7 total.
Oh.
PvP while you guys resolve your healing potions and get our stoat out of this hole. And we figure out how many art objects I just gave you.
30 some odd.
33.
Cool, that's fine.
And you tied that dagger off on the end of the rope, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you made it out of the hole fine because the DM's not here. All right, great.
So we'll split up the gold and silver.
What's a stoat weigh?
Yes.
I'll tell you that I don't want any of the silver. So since there's 50, you each could just have 10 because I don't fucking want it. So
Sure.
I'm
I
just
mean,
gonna
that's
take my 5
fine.
I
gold.
won't fight you.
So we get 5 gold, 10 silver?
Yep. And I'm just gonna take 5 gold because I genuinely don't want it.
Oh, not Electrum.
So I'm now at 9 gold.
9
Also-
gold. Huh.
Yeah.
D&D Beyond
Big
now tells
baller.
you how much total currency you have.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Does it?
Yeah. Click
it's
on
on
it.
gold.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
We're pretty rich now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay out my army men on the table.
I'm no longer bloodied. I'm still not great, but I am no longer bloodied.
That's on
That's
brand.
good.
Yes.
Just imagining it's actually just like an assortment of those characters from the like Christmas villages.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
It's just an entire Christmas village
They
of
like
dwarves.
just like move a little bit.
Called like snow babies and stuff.
Yeah, the little ones on the sleds.
At those precious moments.
But they're
Yep.
all dwarven men.
Yeah, naturally.
It'd be
Could you-
great.
That would be amazing.
It's the same head on every single person. Here I am playing hopscotch, and here I am sledding.
John, do the ornamental statue say the Bank Bot collection on the bottom?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Very good.
I just want one with a dwarven man in a suit holding 2 diamonds with his hair slicked back, you know?
Yeah.
Do they say like?
Because he holds, Don.
Do they have like numbers on the bottom, like 8 of 360?
Yeah. We'll say that
Each one says 1 out of 33.
you guys have unique ones, and you have 33 in total.
Yep.
We'll say that you guys have numbers 1 through 33, and we'll say that there is a total collection of
No, I don't want to start a collection.
781.
Get back in the hole.
So you guys specifically have 1 through 33, and it says, 32 out of 781.
Does it really?
Yep.
I,
781.
can I
art
lift the
objects here.
ferret back up?
Mhm.
Ian.
Gotta catch them all.
Keep going through.
I swear, if we have all of them, it'll do something.
If you
Mhm.
if you lift me with mage hand, I'll just be like walking, but like
Adorably.
I'm not gonna lift you.
like walking on air.
I'm not gonna lift you. You're fine.
I'm concerned about that very specific number.
It's fine though.
I'm
All
sure.
right, guys. It's time for us to go be the very best.
Like no one ever was.
Yep.
So we're pulling the dagger through. I'm carrying the ring.
Sure.
Specific market.
It sells itself.
Ooh. I don't know what you guys want to do. You guys
I
are
make
all
it
standing
out?
here. Yeah.
As soon as she's popped back through, I'm gonna go ahead and pull my rope back with its
Absolutely.
brand new knife on the end of it.
Mhm. Yeah.
That was productive.
Mm-hmm.
Very
It was-
I feel significantly better.
good. Good.
That
We can
everything.
continue, Don.
I'm just gonna gesture at all the silver bark.
Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
kind
gonna
of
hold
put
up my ring.
everything's out on the table at this point.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Just gonna
Except the whistle.
all the guys back into a bag.
Nesgrim, could you take out the herb sack, please?
Sure. 1 second. And I'm gonna rifle through things until I find the herb sack.
Sure.
Put the silver bark in the herb
Mhm.
sack.
Yeah. I'll tell you that obviously it's 8 ounces, so I mean, don't worry about tracking that. I'll tell you how many art objects did you get? 33. I'll tell you that it weighs 3 pounds, so just add something in your thing that weighs 3 pounds.
Gotcha.
That's fine.
And I have tracked how much we have of that
Good. Cool.
on my herb chart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check out my new knife.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a nice knife.
You said it's a wood handle, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a very deep taper.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Like it.
Perfect for killing Nesgrims.
Mm-hmm. Y'all are standing here.
Is there anything up the way?
Looks like it leads back to the market and path forward.
Better than backtracking through the market?
Yes, we should head that way, I think.
Pick up this weasel. Shoulder weasel.
Mm-hmm.
Which way are we deciding to go?
That way.
This way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys have several paths that
Yeah.
have been
Because there was the doorway in the other
correct.
going back that way.
Mhm. Yeah, you guys back in the area that you came, there was another passageway heading southwards. You guys, back in the market district, we took the passage south to get to here. That was in the center of the market area. There was another passageway, what would be the northeast for you guys. I don't know if you guys want to go to that, if you want to go south, or if you want to go to the T intersection and then come south.
It seems as though there was the brewer's paintings in the other room. Perhaps
Yes.
whatever they were brewing was further down in that direction.
That room did seem important. Perhaps we should, at the very least, take a look
And that's back towards the market.
and then come back this way.
If we do, we should be quick.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
And thank you again for your assistance there.
Just look at you strangely and nod.
Little statue.
I'm gonna look at Nesgrim. Is he touched?
He was actually.
I just think they're neat.
How many of them did you find?
33. I need more all of a sudden.
That's not all of them.
I hold up the one with the dwarven man in the suit and the diamond hands. I like this one.
Just cry.
You're gonna break up my set?
He holds.
What number is the dwarven man in the suit with the diamond hands?
You said you had
Number
32?
one.
33.
I got there's 33 in total, yeah.
So,
So I would have 32 now.
So which one is that?
The Diamond Boy,
Yeah.
33.
That is number 33.
He's been holding for years.
So many years.
Right? Yeah, I don't know what direction you guys want to go. You know, the three paths.
Back the way we came.
Yes.
To the one extending south from the brewer area.
Mhm.
Okay.
South from where the shadow elemental was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so we walk back obviously in the direction that we just came.
Mm-hmm.
The passageway that extends south looks like it would be slightly beyond what would be halfway through the entirety of this room. It looks like it's a pretty still intact, narrow-ish hallway compared to like the open expanse for what you guys have here, but it's 10 feet wide. And it looks like it extends about 40 feet southwards as you guys would come to the opening of the hallway. And it looks like it opens up into a large room. I will tell you that as you guys, especially for the people that ideally would be towards the front, that would have light with the torch, you would be able to see that the hallway itself looks like it's still in pretty nice condition. Comparable, Paul, to the hallway that you looked at for the T intersection.
Okay.
So like no real indentations for the collapsing in of any of the walls. Structural integrity is still pretty good here, and it's 15-foot high ceilings. I'll tell you that since you're able to see pretty much the entirety of that and the opening up into the room, Glenn, make me a perception check, please, with advantage for smell.
You got it. It's gonna be 17.
17. I will tell you that ahead, southbound, you would get the incredibly strong.
That's
That's a head.
It's ahead. Heading southbound.
You would get the incredibly strong, lustrous odors of various perfumes mixing together.
Oh God.
So like,
Macy's.
like real fruity stuff. Like you would get like berries. You would get things that are a little bit more savory. But yeah, definitely the odors of perfumes and colognes and other things like that feel pretty present and powerful. As you guys would be, again, at the opening of the hallway, looking through the hallway into the opening of the room, you wouldn't really see much just in the immediate vicinity for what would be your vision extending out. It just looks like it opens up into a pretty large room.
Is it a very strong smell of perfume?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and take my bandana out so I can cover up my nose.
Sure.
Because I don't want to burn my nostrils.
10-foot wide hallway. Almost said highway.
Highway.
Oh, no.
Southbound on the 10-foot wide highway.
Horsemobile! Get in! Southbound.
Volkswagen.
Ooh. A real shaggin' wagon. He's a shaggy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want
It's
to
okay,
see
he
my
lets his
minis?
friends use the shaggin' man.
Right.
Would you like to see my miniature collection that I've got 33.
32.
It's a little too close to home.
Get in, loser.
Get in,
Yeah.
loser. We're going shagging.
On that note, I'm gonna use that.
Get in, we're going shagging.
So between his lantern and his torch,
20 bright, 20 dim, and then you have 60 dark extending out from the dim.
yeah, gonna just continue forward. I'm gonna go ahead and take my not my moon touch, the other long sword out. Just be ready, cause things pop out of the dark here.
Yeah. Who would walk side by side? Nobody will volunteer. Rita would happily do so.
I think if I saw Vorst walking away, I'd walk with you.
Sure.
Very nice.
Right?
Get in, loser. We're going stabbing.
Yeah, I'll tell you that you guys
Look at my
begin
warhammer.
to make your way through this hallway. As you get about halfway through, obviously you would get a better peripheral view extending out for a conical view of this room. I'll tell you that as you're making your way, it definitely looks like it opens up into a large rectangular shape. In the areas around, for what you can see on the ground, it looks like there are cluttered, fragmented pieces of what would be, to you, broken instruments. So, like, you would see a broken lyre. You would see, maybe like a cracked in half, like, flute. You would see probably like a couple of guitars and a big pile of drums. Big old drum pile. Towards, like, the center area of this room. Yeah. You still get the strong odor of perfume, and as doesn't seem like there's any movement or anything odd or suspicious about this. As you make your way towards the opening of the hallway to be able to give yourself the views along the walls that you would be walking against, you would see that heading to your left as we're walking southwards, you would see it kind of tapers off into a small hallway, kind of like sequestered behind some. I'll indicate them as, how we have the interim walls for, like, booths, like stalls and things like that, like little cubby cornered small areas with numbers on them. Dwarvish numbers, 1 through 6. And it looks like in the center of them it's bisected, and there's a small hallway that extends back behind door number 3.
What's behind door number 3?
A gun.
I mean, it depends on if you want to actually explore what's behind the doors. That's totally your decision. I'm just going to say that door number 3 is currently open. The other doors are currently closed. Just wooden. It looks like they're kind of, again, like the size of a fucking porta potty. Like, I don't know a better way to give the description, like, in terms of dimensions of, like, these look like stalls that are blanketed into a corner of this room as though they open to additional things behind them specifically. And I will tell you, south, along the far edge of the long wall, the room itself looks like it's about 100 feet in length along the south wall, and at that wall, in the center portion of it, you can see, once more, akin to the market, a stage. However, this stage is not wood constructed. It is inlaid stone that ascends upwards. So about 3 stones up to an elongated platform. Looks like it's continuous, so it doesn't look like there are pillars ascending above. It looks like it is just a complete kind of stage. And on the stage, I'll tell you that you can see in your vision what would look like, in the center of it, a large pulpit-style podium. And again, a book. Kind of ever so gently, closed currently, on the top of said podium.
Floating. It's just...
Big room, big stage, bunch of instruments. Nothing else really looks like it's on the stage. It looks like behind the stage there are definitely depictions of various scenes of dwarven actors performing different wonderful plays atop this stage.
Ooh.
So you would see, like, Dwarven Hamlet with a skull. So, like, classical productions of plays.
A dwarf with a skull, you say?
Dog.
It's fine.
Talking to it?
Talking to a skull.
I'll have you know that was my artistic performance the entire time.
There are only dwarves in these paintings, right?
Correct, yeah.
Good.
was always about Hamlet.
Mm-hmm.
I would check out the stalls, like the doors where they've got the like porta potty.
Okay. There's number 1, number 2, number 3 is open, number 4, number 5, and number 6.
I would go to the open one and just not walk into it, but like look as far
Look
into
through
it as
the
I
hallway. Cool. I will tell you that as you approach number 3 and look back behind it, it looks as though it's a small hallway that extends about 10 feet back. It's 5 feet wide, and it looks like it opens up into a small square room with a luxurious-looking bed inside.
Who has the ropes?
Get in here! I'll tell you that you just feel a really gruff, heavy hand on your shoulder and a panting breath in your ear.
Where's your gear jacket?
Hey,
No, Rita.
I didn't say anything.
What's up, Rita?
That's a nice bed, dude.
Sure is.
Do you want to see if it feels soft?
Nope.
What do you mean?
Looks soft.
But what if it's really soft?
You can go test it
I can?
if you'd like. Sure.
But you don't want to... There's a door.
Sure. There's a door. We're gonna leave that open.
We're going to leave the door open for him? All right. And he just starts shuffling behind you towards this open hallway. And just slides his way on back and just like yeets right up onto the bed. Just like claps his cheeks right on the bed. Just bonk. This is a great bed, dude.
I bet.
I really like Dwarven Ruins.
Sure. Maybe you can bring it with us.
The bed?
Yeah.
Just kind of like steps off it really quickly and just like tries to lift it and like totally can. I don't know if it's gonna fit like this. And he folds it in half.
Perfect.
Now it'll work.
Perfect.
Dude, you gotta move aside. I don't want to hit you.
Alright, and I'll back out.
Yeah, you just shuffle aside. You guys see Reardon just shuffle this broken bed out.
Is it like wood frame?
Yep, just splintered now.
Well, it's a really nice bed.
It is a nice bed.
It's fair.
Just kind of like
Does anyone have mending?
goes to place it down and just like flops it back open. You can see that it just like clearly dips in the center. Nesgrim, that's perfect for you.
Why is that perfect?
You can just get in the hole. It's like the softest spot, dude.
Rita, I know you want me to get in the hole.
Yeah.
But no. If I get into that bed, I'm not coming back out.
I'll be forever changed. Maybe when we get out of the ruins.
Maybe when we get out of here.
I'm gonna leave the bed here and get it on the way out. I don't want to carry a bed around.
Sure.
I'm already kind of tired.
Yeah, I'm sure. Was there anything under the bed?
I didn't fucking look. How'd I look under the bed?
Walk with me. Let's go look and see.
I guess we don't need the bed. That's fine. Starts happily grinning ear to ear, walking back over down this hallway.
We'll walk back in and look and...
Yeah, I'll tell you that under the bed, it looks like there's a small little, wooden-shaped, or rectangular-shaped wooden box.
Popping that bad boy open.
No question there. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll tell you that it looks like it's, about yay big.
Sure.
And you crack that lid open on the side, flip it open, and you just see...
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia! Yeah, I'll just say that you find, a phallic-looking stone object. And beneath the tip, there's 10 pieces of silver.
Did you wait for her to take a drink?
I did.
So good.
I'm sorry.
There's seltzer in my mouth.
Is it also obsidian?
Stone?
It's stone.
metallic stone object.
Is it obsidian?
It's not obsidian. I'll tell you, it looks like it's, nicely polished, though. It's got a good groove to it.
Does it look well used?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it looks like there are probably some signs of usage.
I'm just gonna pick it up.
The box cylinder.
I found my new weapon.
And I'm just gonna point it at Reardon.
Reardon just looks at it and kind of cackles. That's small.
Oh, my chest hurts. Oh. Oh.
On guard.
Like. I don't want to break it for you, dude.
DJ, you're sending mixed signals.
I have no idea how Nesgrim
Fuck him
feels.
or not?
I'm just gonna go ahead and close the door.
You just hear that.
We can leave the room if you want.
Hey, somebody help me put the bed up against the door.
I'm gonna take the
I'm going to help you with the bed. I actually am just...
What did you say?
I take the 10 silver,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm gonna walk out with my new friend.
Yeah.
No, you're not, because we're blocking the doors.
Yeah, I'll tell you that you go towards the door and you, push on the obvious handle to push the door out and get out. Yeah, there feels like there's some resistance against the door.
I forced my way through.
Yeah, I'll ask you to make a strength check. Yeah.
Nat 20!
I'll ask you guys to also make... I would probably say it'll be better for you to help and let him have advantage.
You got it.
Just because your strength score is so low.
So it's low.
Good.
He will succeed.
Uh-huh.
Can I, in turn, when I feel him shove,
Uh-huh.
and I know he's... Can I just... and open the door?
I will ask you guys to make contested initiative checks.
Me and him.
Bro, he's gonna fall on his sword, so to speak.
Oops! I tripped, Rearda.
Like the Joker and a pencil.
Yep.
Face down.
Uh-huh.
7.
7.
6.
Damn.
Yes!
I will tell you that you slightly start to open the door. He is so strong that he just breaks through almost instantaneously. I'm gonna say that the door just breaks off the fucking hinges. The door just slaps off to the side, clashes down onto the ground. The bed just further breaks even more as you just stomp through the bed to get the fuck out. And Rearda's just nice.
I'm gonna hold it in the air.
Yeah.
Look what I found.
I'm gonna point at that confused and be
Uh-huh.
like, "What?
Why do you
Oh.
have that, Nesgrim?
I found it.
Great. Why did you not leave it?
Some sort of stone wand.
What it appears to be, yes.
Yeah, Rearda just starts walking out as well.
Nice.
Thank God I'm a stoat.
Does anyone need this?
No.
No, finders keepers.
Yeah, dude, that's yours.
I don't want it.
Well, then maybe you shouldn't have picked it up.
Yeah.
Wanted to see if anyone else wanted it.
You own it now.
I'm just gonna toss it on the bed.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Got him.
Did you give me the cursed dildo?
He sure might have.
Wisdom save?
It's the cursed dildo that gets you every time.
22.
22. I'll tell you that you look at it, and as you go to throw it, something in you just dark animal awakens. And in fear, you throw it away.
I don't like the man I've become.
Yeah, you just hear the stone just crash against the stone floor here. I'll tell you, it doesn't break.
Sturdy.
Uh-huh.
Do we want to check the other rooms?
I'm gonna walk towards the podium.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
the
good.
last Harry Potter novel, Harry Potter and the Cursed Dildo.
Did you get me with a cursed dildo?
Every time.
Can we add that quote, please?
Oh my god, please.
Did you get me with the Cursed Dildo?
Yeah, you want to go towards the podium?
Yes.
Okay.
Get me away from this situation.
Yeah.
Can you guess what you find in the podium?
Boom! Cursed dildo.
It's a piano, but all
Classic.
the keys.
It's a classic. I mean,
Yeah, I'll tell you that, it looks like it's only about a 5-ish foot elevation aloft the 3 steps. Podium is, maybe only 3 to 4 feet inlaid from the front of the stage. If you want to ascend the steps and look at the book on the podium.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell you that the title of the book, since you can read Dwarvish, is The Last Light of Dumar. And I will tell you that as you look at said book, all of you else in the surrounding area who would see Felix ascending the podium immediately see a scene begin to manifest in front of you on this stage. And you see 2 dwarven men clad in beautiful shining silver plate mail standing next to each other, both looking aloft towards the ceiling. And I will tell you that at their feet, littered across the ground around them, amidst what would look to you all, still, I will definitively tell you it's obviously illusory, but it is going to have, because of the details of the spell, it has color, it has sound, it has the entirety of the projection of what would look like a true and full, magnificent, real image, despite Felix standing only a few feet in front of it and it being around him. That amidst the areas on the ground, you can see at the heights of at the base of the stone platform here of the stage, you can see wafting around these 2 dwarven men standing here, the rippling, roiling snows that look as though they're being picked up by winds variously around them, and at their feet, surrounding them, all through this wasteland, are the corpses of dozens of dwarves, still smoldering, with thin trails of black, wispy smoke ascending out from their bodies. The snow begins to fall ever so lightly down around these 2 dwarven men as they stand here together. You can see, obviously, behind them, what would look like a great backdrop in the distance. A forest still living with beautiful white pine needles and silver bark shining behind them. And then a great darkness casts a shadow over them. And you hear the voice of Balor echo out in this area. And when Durgand turned towards his brother to ask if the child was still safe. And we will end there.
Friends, thank you very much for watching tonight. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Volpex, thank you for the gifted subs this evening, as well as David R. Haley for the follow. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate you all very much. If you're new here, make sure you follow us. You can find us again. We're live 3 times a week for D&D, except for this week. And some weeks. It just kind of happened. But we'll be live next on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for the Lost Kings of Edoras. And then we will not be live on Sunday for Orvigo. And then we'll be back next Tuesday for the City of Oshuamp. So, yeah, we'll see you guys on Friday night. Thank you guys very much for watching, and see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night.